Hi, I'm Pablo, and this is Learning English through the quarantine. So, today we're gonna talk about conversation, what conversation is, what types of conversation there are, and also how to employ language when engaging in a conversation. First, we're gonna define what a conversation is. So, my friend, the dictionary here, is going to tell you in a fancy way. Conversation, an oral exchange of sentiments, observations, opinions, or ideas. So, from this, we can say that a conversation involves speaking and the spoken word. So, let's go and see what kinds of conversation there are. Here's my little friend, the diagram. This diagram, we can see the little arrow pointing upwards to cooperative and pointing downwards to competitive. So, we have already discussed what synonyms are, what antonyms are. Now we have an antonym here. Cooperative means to cooperate, to help each other, and competitive means going on our own to win something or to get ahead of the others. Let's discuss the first type of conversation, discourse. So, a discourse is a speech, it's a one way method of talking. A discourse has one purpose, and that is to deliver information. So when you see a politician, when you see even a teacher like me speaking without stopping, maybe you're in front of a discourse. Now, what's not the opposite, but what's the, let's say, the antonym of discourse? A diatribe. Now, a diatribe is more like a rant. It's more emotional. It's a discourse that appeals to emotion. Maybe sometimes you've seen a person in the marketplace complaining about the government and just talking about the government on and on without stopping. Maybe you're way in front of a diatribe. Now, both discourse and diatribe are one way methods of conversation. Let's discuss when there's two persons of more. Let's discuss what a dialogue is. Now, a dialogue is a cooperative way of changing information. So you are engaging in a conversation with someone, and your goal is to understand and to learn something from that other person, to exchange ideas. Now, the opposite will be a debate. So, a debate is similar to a dialogue, but usually the purpose is to win, to get ahead of the other one, to convince someone. So we have a dialogue, and this class will be about dialogue, and we have debates that we're gonna see in another class soon. But first, I want you to introduce you to my two friends. Uh, and it sounds really similar, especially for you. You're Spanish native speakers. So for you, this and may sound very similar. What's the difference? remember the symbols. Don't let the symbols scare you. We have the symbols. It sounds a little like in bed, and this it's like you combine an A and an E in Spanish. So we have that uh, uh, sounds very similar, especially for your ears that only Spanish only have has 5 vowels. Now I want to introduce you to my friend here, the minimal pair board. In this board we have many words that may sound similar but are very different, and that's from the point of pronunciation. So let's a native speaker um, say bad. We have audio here. Listen how it sounds.
Bad,
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 bad. Now let's hear it for bad,
bed,
bad,
bed,
bad. Why is this important? For example, we have bad and bad, back and bad, bland and bland and bland, man and man, land and land. Why is this important? For example, you can lend your land to a friend. You can lend your land to a friend. Or you can beg for a bag. They're very different. That's why I want you to practice this pronunciation. It will be really, really useful for you to understand that these two symbols are very important. English is full of them. We call them minimal pairs. Words that sound almost identical but aren't. Now I'm gonna show you some complicated drawing. Don't be afraid, it's just a drawing of a mouth, of what happens when you make a sound with the mouth. So in this one we have the, here it says you have to open wide your mouth and you have to down your jaw a little. But when you say bad, you open your mouth and your jaw goes all the way down. Ba, ba. Maybe if you look at it, or maybe if you try to draw it, maybe you will learn more about how your larynx, how your mouth, how your lips, and how your tongue work in order works in order to um, produce language. So now we're gonna do a little exercise with minimal pairs, and we also going to get to know how to write a dialogue, how to listen to another person's dialogue, how to analyze them. But now I want you to reflect on what I just taught you. Thank you.